glad to see you here today. I am Dr. Susan, and we are here to take a look at some play and learn. So we're going to take a look at a story today, and the story is titled The Hug That Got Stuck. Do you imagine a hug that could get stuck? Well, we have one for you today. So we're going to see what this is all about, and then see what we can do about creating some hugs. All right? So we're going to enjoy the story. So here we go. All right. The story is The Hug That Got Stuck. It's by Andrew Newman, and it's illustrated by Alexis Aronson. So let's see what this is. I know I love the story. Once upon a time, on a very ordinary day, deep in the center of an ordinary heart, an extraordinary thing happened. That is a lot of hearts. Deep in the center of this heart was a hug factory. Did you know there was a hug factory? The hug factory made the most warm, cozy, and cuddly hugs. And it's so cute, too. Such pretty purple eyes. And there is part of the factory. And there is a little note that says, that reminds the hugs that go out the door. See the little door there on the side of the heart? It says, breathe in love to glow brightly. Focus entirely on the heart the love is for. Don't pay too much attention to the web of the sticky thoughts. Do you have sticky thoughts? Look how cool. That's a pretty cool factory. I think I'd like to go visit that. That would be probably fun. Each hug was freshly made and specifically encoded with just the right amount of love and care to delight the heart it was made for. That must be a very happy factory. Being a hug wasn't always easy. Sometimes a lonely thought or a bad feeling would trap a hug in a sticky web. Oh, let's see what that sticky web says. It says, horrible, nobody loves me, anxious, who cares, bad. I'm all alone. What else does it say? Scared. Wow. I don't think I'd want to get stuck in that. So to help hugs deliver their love and care, there is a big sign on the factory wall, and we read that. But we'll read it again just to remind ourselves. Reminders to being a great hug. Now think about this when you give a hug. Breathe in love to glow brightly. Focus entirely on the heart the love is for. Don't pay too much attention to the web of sticky thoughts. We know what the web of sticky thoughts says, so want to avoid that. But we can think about that when we think about giving a hug. We give a hug to our mom or our dads or any of our family and friends. On most days, you could see streams of hugs entering and leaving the door of the heart, zooming away like bees from a hive, but not on this day. On this day, there was a problem. One special hug on its way out of the heart got stuck. Very, very stuck. Oh my goodness. Doesn't seem like that hug's going to get out of there. The hug had forgotten the third rule. It fought against the web of sticky thoughts to get free. But every wiggle and squirm trapped the hug even more. Soon the hug ran out of breath and lost its glow. Aw, it's a very sad hug. Inside the heart became horribly congested with crowds of hugs waiting to get out. Unused hugs were put into boxes until every inch of the space was filled up. It's pretty crowded in there. And those hugs in the boxes look pretty sad. Outside the heart, there was also a problem. a traffic jam of visiting hearts couldn't get in to deliver their special love and care. Do you think those hugs give each other a hug? Soon the factory stopped making new hugs because there was no more room. Where were they going to put them? There was only one stuck hug in the center of an ordinary heart, but all around the world, hugs lost a little of their glow. Oh, the world looks a little gloomy. The hug sighed helplessly. It stopped wiggling, it stopped squirming, and it stopped fighting. In that moment, something magical happened. There's the magic. As it stopped wiggling, it breathed in love and glowed brighter. As it stopped squirming, it remembered the heart it was made for. As it stopped fighting, it slipped right past the web of sticky thoughts. Free! And it's on its journey to that special heart. The hug glowed brighter and brighter, zooming away toward that one special heart it was made for. Is that special heart you? Or your mom, or your dad? Or somebody that you know that needs a special hug? The hug factory clinked and whirled back to life. A flood of hugs passed in and out of the heart, each delivering their special love and care. Look at that. It was just one hug who got unstuck in the center of one ordinary heart. And all around the world, an extraordinary softening happened. Look at the bright glow. And look at all the hearts buzzing around the world, getting to that one special person. Isn't that very cool? We're sending you a virtual hug, loaded with spirit and love. The end. So, did you catch your hug? Sometimes you have to put your arms out to catch them. Have you ever hugged without arms? You could do that, but it's lots more fun to have just somebody encompass you in a nice warm hug. And right now, with all the things going on in our world right now, we really can't do that. We can hug our family, but if your grandparents don't live with you, it's pretty hard to hug them right now, or your friends and special people in your life. It's pretty hard to do. Well, today we're going to think about how we can create a hug, and we can send it. We can always send a virtual hug. You know, I'm thinking about you, and my arms are around you, and I'm giving you this very special hug. You can do that in your own thoughts, in your own mind. You can sit down quietly in a chair and just close your eyes and allow that face of that very special person to come into your mind. And imagine your arms encompassing them in a very warm and caring hug. We can do that anytime during the day. And you know what? Sometimes we need to do that for ourselves. Sometimes we can feel lonely and we can feel like, oh, I just need something. What do I need? One of the things you can do is you can give yourself a very special hug. And you can do that with your own two hands. You just take it and put it around your shoulders and just squeeze and close your eyes and know that the love inside of you is just as important for you as it is to the next person, or to your mom or your dad or your sisters or your brothers. Just give yourself that hug. And then the other thing you can do when you were sitting down thinking about someone, you can do the same thing. You can still put your arms around yourself and imagine the person in your mind and giving them a big hug. So there's ways at which we can do that. But I thought of a fun way that might be really cool to send a hug. So we're going to either send a hug or even give it to your mom and dad or your sisters and brothers at home. But especially if there's someone that you haven't been able to hug in a long time and that you really would like to. So we're going to create a hug that you can put in the mail. We're going to send a hug by mail. Now this takes something because we want to send part the idea of part of you, okay? So here's the process. You're going to need a long piece of paper, and I'm going to show you the paper that I have. Doesn't necessarily always have to be this long, but anyway, that's how long the paper is, okay? See that? It's pretty long. It's probably about 18 inches, I'm guessing. Maybe longer. But anyway, and here's the way. If you have this long of paper, you can do that. And you can do it with shorter paper, too. It doesn't have to be this long. But when you get your paper and you decide how long you want your hug to be, how long you want it to last, you can just get your piece of paper. This paper is butcher paper, I think is what it's called. And I folded it with 3 creases. Okay, can you see that? I think you can. You just line it up and fold it in thirds, just like that. But on the last part, you fold it about 1/4 over that. So it's a little shorter, so it falls like that. Can you see that? So it falls like that. There's a crease, whoops, I'm caught. There's a crease right here, and then there's a crease here. Okay, you see that? All right. So then when you fold it, you take this first piece and put it in. Then you take the shorter piece and lay that on top. Okay? So that's how you're going to do that part. So we're going to set that over here for just a minute. Now, if you don't have paper with you right now, that's okay. We'll put this show up on YouTube in a couple of days, and you can get an idea and come back and take a look at it to remind you how to do it, okay? So the other thing that we're going to do now is you need a piece of paper. Doesn't have to be this. This is just paper that I had at home that I brought that we can use. The important part about a hug is you need your arms and your hands. This is your arms. See? There's your arms. That's your arms. Okay? But it's missing something. What's it missing? It's missing something at the ends. Your hands. Now, you can do it 2 ways. You can trace your hands, or you can make like a mitten. You know how to make a mitten? Well, I'll show you on the back of this one. You just make a line down here, and you just do the thumb, and then you come up and do it like that. I think you can see that. I'll go over it with a marker so you can get a better picture of what that is. So you can do it either way, whichever way you want to do it. So I'm going to go over this with a marker so you can see it. Not going to keep this piece of paper. So you can just go like this and up like this. That's one way you can do it, like a mitten. Or, if you want, doesn't have to be this way. It's always up to you, and it's always up to whatever your creativity is that you'd like to do. Or you can trace your hands. So I'm going to trace my hands really quick. So I'm going to go around my fingers and just go around. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then, okay, this is going to be fun. I'm going to do it with my other hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do this with my left hand. So we'll see how good this comes out. Might be a little wobbly, but that's okay. So, see, but it's the end of the product that we're looking at. Not exactly having it have to be perfect. That's really funny. There we go. My little finger is very wiggly. But anyway, so there it is. I don't know if you can see that very well on the paper. I'm not sure. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my hands. Or, if you choose, you could make the mittens, either one. So we're going to simply cut this out really quickly. And while you're in the process of this now, the trick of this is that you want to think about the person that you're sending this to. What kind of a relationship do you have with this person? Do you see them all the time? Do you see them once in a while? Do you see them, if you only see them maybe like your grandparents, maybe you only see them once or twice a year. Or a very special friend that maybe used to live here and moved away, but they're still a very special friend. So you might like to do something like this for them. It's kind of fun to get in the mail, but you get a brown envelope. They come in different sizes. Mom and Dad can help you with that part. So we're going to cut around this part of my hand, and you want to leave a part at the bottom so that you can tape it. So we're just going to cut a square it off like that. Okay, so there's one. Now we'll do the other squiggly one. This is my right hand that I did with my left hand. It's not the greatest in the whole wide world, but it's okay. It's exactly what we need. Okay, so now we're going to finish this one. And this one, this little one that I'm making, I think I'm going to send it to my friend. I haven't seen my friend in a long time, but she's very special to me. I haven't seen her because of the virus that's around, and we have to be very careful and follow the rules and things like that to keep ourselves and our friends safe so that they don't become ill and we don't. So by following the rules, which is really important right now, even though it's a bummer and we really don't like what we have to do, but it's really important. Okay, it's almost the same idea. It's really important to get enough sleep. It's really important to brush your teeth and stay healthy. You know, we have those things that are really important. We have to do certain things to make that happen, right? Okay. Same idea with this. Okay, so now I'm going to take this in my hands, okay, and I'm going to take and put some double stick tape on my hand. Now see, the other part is, well, you can see the pink markings that I did, right? So you can see that. But that's okay. If you wanted to, you could get fancy and decorate it and color it or write a message on it. You could do that too. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on one side, like down here. Then I'm going to do the same thing. Of course, now I can't lay this down because otherwise it's going to stick to the table. We don't want that to happen. And put it on this side. Okay. And the part that I want it to show, my hand to show the colored side, is facing out. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right in the middle of the folds that we made. Remember the folds? So I'll open it up so you can see. So we're going to lay it right here. So we're going to put it right down here, just like that. Push this there, and we're going to be attaching this in a little bit. So there's one side, because then I'm going to go around, and I'm going to do the other side. Okay, make sure you put your thumb in the right direction. Well, you don't have to. It's just if you want to. This isn't, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. This is just a fun project to be able to send some special love and hugs to your friends. Or to your mom. Well, you can send it to your mom or dad, too. They like getting mail. Just get somebody else to help you mail it, right? Okay. So there's that. So that's going to go in this side, like that. Okay? All right. Now, the other fun part that I thought of is that we can take and make little pockets that we could put special messages in. So I'm going to show you how to make the special pockets. So we're going to open it up again, okay? And then we're going to go, oh, I don't know, a little bit about like that, I guess. That would probably work. This is just kind of a guess thing. You can do it however you want. And then I'm going to take this piece of sticky tape and put it right here, just like that. There's that one. And then we go a little bit further, about like this. Can you see that? About like that. So it's about 3 or 4, maybe 5 inches. And you want to put another piece of sticky tape. And this is for our special message. I'll show you how we're going to do that. But in the meanwhile, while I'm doing my taping, you could think of, if you like to draw pictures, if you like to be creative and draw pictures, think of a picture you might like to send them, that you could send them on the outside of your hug, which is on the part that the colored part of the hand show. So we're going to do some more right here. Try to keep the tape even across this side. Okay, because that's, whoops, sorry, for the pockets. So we're going to just use the double stick tape. That kind of works the best to make the little pockets. And if it goes down over here, that's all right. And then we'll do 2 more. One there, And then there'll be a skinny one there. That's okay. Actually, I think I'm going to just do this. Put this piece here. That'll hold that end in. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. Right here on this side. Okay? Put another piece of tape. That'll hold the end of your pockets together. All right? Okay, so I think it's kind of wide. I should have probably made it skinnier to show you. Then you're going to just go fold it up again and just run your hands across the tape that you put down. And now we have pockets. See a little pocket? There's one. There's a little pocket here and here. If you want to add more tape, you can do that. So see the pockets that you've created? Okay. Now, what do we put in those pockets? Now, what you can do if you want to, and I made these a long time ago, but they're still fun to do, and I'll show you how to make, well, I don't know if you can make these, but you can try. But anyways, put the hands there. These are called cupcake crayons. Have you ever colored with cupcake crayons? I made these a long time ago, and you make them out of a cupcake paper and broken crayons. How many broken crayons do you have? I have an abundance of them, lots of them. So I decided, what am I going to do with these things? And then I saw this, I think I saw this project on the internet. I'm not sure, but it was been a long time ago. And this is really fun to color with. It has a bumpy side right here on the edge. You can see the bumpy side right there. And then it has the flat side. You can cover a lot of space with this too at one time. Like if you want to make a rainbow, it's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to take the orange and I'm going to mark my, if it'll let me color, there we go. Mark my, there's my one pocket. And, whoops. And there's my other pocket. This is so I know where to stick my little hearts that I'm going to make. There's another pocket. And the other one. You can use different colors. But these are kind of fun to color with. They make ridges. That's fun. There it is. Put them like that. And here's our little short one over here. Then, and here's the other side that you can turn it to. And here you can write, let's see, we'll use pink. I'm going to put a big, and this is very big, a little heart above the eye, just for fun. Hug. And you can make this big and fancy. You can make it fancy or however you'd like. Big hug just for you. Big U, Y, O, U. And I'm going to put a little happy face in my little O right here. There we go. See? A big hug just for you. You can make this as fancy. You can color it. You can make decorations on it. Put stickers on it if you want to. If you've got stickers, those are fun too. So there's that part. So now we're going to flip this over. And I'm going to show you how to make some hearts. So you can put some really special messages in these hearts that you can put inside the pockets. So to make a heart, you take, usually a heavy paper works the best with this. This is cardstock, but you can use regular paper. It's okay. If you don't know how to make a heart, I'll show you how to make it this way, or you can find a picture or a pattern of a heart and trace it, all right? So this is, I start here, and I just go around and make like a half a heart. There's 1, 2, and 3. So you see those? They look like a half a flower, actually, like a petal, flower petal, if you want to think of it like that. Then, while your paper is folded, you cut out the heart. Just cut around the pencil part. And boom. And there's a heart. you don't like the way it's shaped, you can always fix that later. You can soften the corners if you want to, like this is a little Sharpie. So soften the corners a little bit. So there's the little heart. And with the heart, see now that you've got a little heart there, then you write a message and you stick it right inside the little pocket, just like that. All right, so that's one. So we'll do the other 3 that I've got on this piece of paper, and I did some red too. But that gives you the idea of how you can do this. You can trace from another heart that you might have, or you can actually cut it out of a magazine so it has a pretty design on one side, and then you can write a message. Now this is a little smaller, but that's all right too. We'll stick that one in that pocket. Then we're going to do one more. Now if we think about the storybook that we just read and how hard the heart that got stuck was trying to get free, and it just kept struggling and struggling and struggling, and it wasn't very successful, was it? It just had a really, really hard time. So that kind of tells us that when we're struggling and we're having a hard time with something, sometimes it's better to, instead of struggling with those, if you're having a problem or feelings or something that is just really sitting right here heavy on your heart and you can't make it go away, one of the things is to find somebody, your mom, your dad, or sister or brother, or somebody that you know that you can talk to and tell them about it. Because when you do, then that gives it a release, so you're not wiggling and squirming and fighting your way out of it. You get to express it or say what's the matter, and that helps release it. So just like the little heart just started remembering, what am I here for? I'm here to deliver a very special message, to love and care. And that's one of the things you have to start with ourselves, is love and care in how we are with ourselves, because that makes all the difference in how we are with other people and how we can behave, how can we care for ourselves. So now I'm going to make some red hearts. We'll jump to another subject. So I'm going to make some red hearts, because red hearts are kind of cool to get. So these are just different shapes. When you make your hearts like this, they all come out different, which is okay, because that's part of the being creative and allowing things not to have to be exactly the same. Because when we allow things to be exactly the same, we tend to get stuck, right? Get stuck in those sticky thoughts like, oh, this isn't perfect. What am I going to do because this isn't perfect? I have to make it perfect or it's just not right. But when we allow ourselves to be simply, allow it to be us, it's absolutely beautiful. So try and remember that for yourself when you run into a sticky problem. But any problem you run into, if you have a challenge, always find someone that's going to be there and help you with it if you can't work it out for yourself, okay? That's really important to remember. All right, now that we've done that, okay, now we have 3 more hearts. So we can stick another one in here, and this is a little smaller, which just kind of makes it kind of cool because they're all different shapes. And we'll stick this one in here so you guys can see that. I think you can. And then this one's got a great big huge space. That might flip around all over the place. You know what I'm going to do? Because that's such a big space, I'm going to make one more pocket. So I'm just going to take some more tape, stick it down the center, and press it down. Now we have 2 more pockets. There you go. And that one fits there. So you can always change this and alter it and make it be anything that you want. Okay? So there is a hug like that has all kinds of little messages in it that you can create. Maybe what you can do is tell a story. Maybe tell a story about something that's happened to you since you last saw your friend or you last saw your grandparents. Tell a little bit of a story and you can make the story on your hearts. That would be kind of cool. Do stick figures if you're not really good at drawing. I'm not good at drawing, so I would do stick figures. So, or you can just put maybe like a poem out of your heart. This would be the first line, that would be the second line, and third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. 6 stanzas, right? So you could go all the way there. And then these individual little spaces, you could create your pictures of whatever you want. So to mail it, just find your creases, when the spaces in between your hearts, You probably have to do this a couple of times so that you can put it in the mail. So then maybe bring this one back down this way, like that. Just find the envelope first, and then you'll know how to fold it, okay? This is probably like a 9 by 13 size envelope to get this in there, just to mail it to someone. Or you can just hand deliver it if you're allowed to go and see the special person in your life. So like that, see? So this is a way to send a hug. So think about this as the hug factory, okay? So you can all see that? I think you can. I'm trying to show you this way. There we go. And then we'll turn it around and put it like this. There we go. Even stands up. Look at that. It's got a big hug that stands up. How cool is that? All right? So there's that. And then when they receive it, they'll read it. And, you know, you can really get kind of fancy. Put it on your shoulders like this. Well, I don't know how well this is going to work. Well, there you go. Look at that. Now you have a hug. You can actually put it around your shoulders, and the hands come together. So there's a personal hug that you can send out to your family, your friends, your grandparents, anybody that you want to, just to tell them how much you think about them and that you miss them and you wish them well and to stay safe and healthy. All right? So think about sending out a hug. And if you really like the story, see about maybe getting the book so you have that to remind you of all the ways that you can share who you are. And know that whatever hug that you give someone has so much importance and so much value, and how much you care and love and mean to that particular person, or what that person means to you. All right? So you guys have fun with the project if this is what you want to do, but you can always go back to the YouTube and take a look at it, and you'll recognize it by the title of the book. And so there you go. That's how you can create a hug and send it out to everybody you want to. So spread those hugs around and let people know how much you love and care for them, simply by sending them a hug. So I send you mine virtually, a hug specially for you from me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.